But this one really. I literally did it. That's what you said. Move this way. But you bounced off. Now we have to do it from this side. That's what I thought too.
Welcome. It's number 1 and 7. Can you do more? Can you do you shoot too? Okay, okay, thank you. Hello, Jill Hong. Can you say something to Chess? Okay, thank you.
Because this one's speakers.
Hong, can you say something to Chess?
Hello, testing 1, 2, 3.
More, please.
Hello. The Vietnamese channel is really low. I don't know why.
Or can I hear you on Discord or also the translation machine? Can you say more, please?
Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, thank you.
We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tòng thính, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh, thịnh chiến diệu pháp luân, giáo đạo ngã mùng, như há liễu sanh thoát tư ly hô đạc lạc, tập chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Namo Sadanto Suchedo Ye Alahudi San Miao San Puto Xie. Namo Tadakta Toya Daya Lahade Tamil Tambo Dato. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jie wan jie nan zhao yu, wo jin jie wen de shou qu, yuan jie ru lai zhe shi yi. All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Ching Liang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大士、师父上人、各位持家人、各位善知识、善知识弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Hòa thượng Tiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và các vị thiện tri thức ca Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone. Today is the 10th already of March 2023. We are gathered here in Go Forest to continue discussing the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra, written by Master Ching Liang. Before we get started, I'm told that there is some sort of entertainment planned tonight. Someone's birthday, maybe? Okay. Look like a ninja, yeah.
It's a video. Okay, guys, before we start, watch this video. Watch this video.
Are we ready?
I guess we're ready. It looks like a mushroom is growing somewhere in Korea. He's coming. Okay, Jewel Mountain Temple people, he's coming. He's coming, and yeah, I'm gonna miss my Z. Hey, you in Korea better take good care of him. Okay, I'm sending you my left arm. You hear? It's like, wake up. That's how stupid I am. Okay? Take good care of my left arm. He'll help you. Okay. Now you know why it's called Z. We went to the Korea last month and did the One in Chi there for the first time, and a lot of people improved. It's amazing, okay? And in particular, one person also improved. You know who it is? Don't tell them. The abbot improved. Isn't that cool? You know how difficult it is for him, the people like him, to improve? Talk about millions of years. Oh, well, congratulations, Master Z. Oh, it's live now? Good job. Anyone wants to say anything? JMT? Who's emotional again? Somebody is emotional? Okay. Oh well, don't get too emotional. We're cultivators. Well, go ahead, JMT, comment.
네, 마스터 안녕하세요. 나왔는데. 마스터 안녕하십니까? 어느덧 우리 마스터지 스님이 오신 지 7, 8개월 되어 가는데요. 올 연말에나 가실 줄 알고 있었는데 갑자기 이렇게 가신다니까 그동안 너무 잘 못 모신 것 같아서 마음이 너무 아픕니다.
Hello, Master. It's been 27 or 28 months since Masterji came, and I expected him to leave at
How
the
long
end.
has it been? Wait, how long has it been?
27 or 28 months.
Ah, really?
And I didn't expect that he leaves so soon. I expect he leave at the end of the year. So I'm very sorry that I didn't take care of him very well.
예, 날씨도 다르고 기후도 모든 게 음식도 다르고 환경도 다른 곳에 오셔서 돈도 없고 차도 없고 집도 없고 대화도 안 되고 그런 곳에 오셔서 많이 고생을 하셨습니다. 특히 여름에는 너무 많이 덥고 또 좀 환경도 열악한 데다가 겨울에는 또 엄청나게 한국은 춥습니다. 지난해에는 영하 18도 이렇게 막 떨어지는 데서 처절하게 수행하신 우리 마스터지 맨발로만 사셨습니다. 예, 한 번은 SRT를 타고 분당에서 같이 내려오시는데 밑으로 내다보니까 양발도 신지 않고 그 영하 18도 되는데 눈은 펄펄한데 맨발로 계셨어요. 그래서 너무 가슴이 미어지는 것이 아파가지고 우리 보산서 현관을 들어오자마자 앞으로는 꼭 이렇게 다니시면 안 된다고 등산화도 신으시고 양발도 신고 다니시라고 부탁을 하셔서 그래도 그나마 올겨울은 그렇게 좀 나셨습니다. 근데 이제 뭐 잡수는 것도 한국 음식에 좀 익숙해지셨고 모든 환경에 잘 적응이 되신 것 같은데 어느덧 세월이 돼서 이 가신다니 못다 해드린 정승이 많이 아쉽고 많이 섭섭해서 저희들 많이 울었습니다. 너무 멘붕에 빠져가지고 맨날 며칠 이 절이 너무너무 쓸쓸했어요. 마스터, 그동안 마스터지 보내주셔서 모든 사람들 공부 열심히 잘하고 겨울에 이 추운데 한 3, 4명이 마스터 지키면서 법당을 지켰습니다. 너무너무 감사하고 이래 큰 스님을 보내주셔서 우리 공부에 많이 진전이 된 것 같고 모두들 행복한 26, 7개월이 지나간 것 같습니다, 스님. 영어 마스터 감사하시고 또 우리 마스터지 너무너무 고맙게 한국 잘 오셔서 사셔주셔서 감사합니다. 고맙습니다. 예.
The weather is so different, the environment is different, food is different. And he cannot talk Korean, so we couldn't do conversation. So he has such a hard time. Summer is so hot, and winter is so cold. The environment is very bad. And last year, the temperature was minus 18, but he didn't wear socks. He was barefoot. So I felt very sorry. And then I asked him to please wear socks and then wear proper shoes. And now he adjusts well. He adjusts Korean food. But now he's leaving, so I'm very sorry that I didn't take care of him very well. And then we cried a lot. We feel the temple is become empty. And then thanks to him, we practiced very well. Last winter, 3 or 4 people were in the Buddha hall and cultivate together. And so I'm very thank you for thank the master and thank the Master Ji.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? I want mine on. Anyone else? Go ahead, JMT.
Master, I would like to have some words to our Korean people before I leave. So I think it's my golden opportunity for me to come to Korea, given by Master. I learn a lot from the Korean people, the Korean culture. It's an encouragement for me to practice harder, because I know the potential of the Korean people. I need to work harder on that to be able to help them more.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Master. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Sinan, would you like to say something? Last chance.
감사합니다. 마스터지께서 한국에 오셔서 계시는 동안 말없이
Is there translation? Are we waiting for translation or waiting for her to stop crying? You shouldn't be crying. You're first stage arhat now. First stage arhats don't cry anymore.
저희들에게 보여주신 모습을 늘 기억하고 마음에 새겨서 여기에 계시는 동안 저희들을 위해서 수고하시고 애써주신 것에 대한 감사하는 마음을 정말 그 감사하는 마음을 전하는 것은 저희들이 그 모습을 잊지 않고 그 모습을 본받아서 수행하는 길이라고 생각합니다.
Thank you, Master. while Master Ji stays in Korea, he shows us she shows us many things without talking. So I remember and I'll keep in mind. And I really want to say thank you for hard working while he's here. So we have to follow him, and then we do not forget what he shows us.
항상 건강하시기를 바라겠습니다. 감사합니다.
I wish you are very well. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else wants to have expressed their mushy feelings? No one? Now it's time to vent. It's okay. Go ahead, vent.
마스터, 저는 제가 통제되지가 않는 불안이랑 우울이 너무 심하게 있었던 걸 알고 있었고, 나아지고 싶어서 제가 할 수 있는 많은 것들을 운동도 하고 이것저것 해봤지만 쉽게 좋아지지가 않았습니다. 그런데 엄마가 되니까 이렇게 불안한 엄마 밑에서 제가 아이들을 어떻게 키울지 너무 막막했었는데요. 마스터를 알고 나서 누가 뭐라고 하든 무조건 저의 아이들을 제가 갈 때마다 데리고 왔습니다.
Master, I know that I have a very severe anxiety and depression, which I cannot control. So I want to improve. So I tried many things. I did exercise, but it didn't get better. So I worried that since have so many anxiety, how can I raise my children? So since I know to Master, I bring my children to temple.
제가 아이들을 잘 키우지 못한 것 같아서 여러 사람들에게 폐를 끼치고 많이 부끄러웠지만 절에 올 때마다 마스터 지를 비롯해서 많은 도바님들께서 자유롭게 대해주셨고 오고 갈 때마다 아이들이 밝아지는 것을 느꼈습니다. 지스님께서도 항상 아이들을 관심을 가져주시고 중요한 일이 있을 때마다 도와주신 걸 알고 있습니다. 이거는 절대 저의 힘만으로 될 수 없는 일이란 걸 너무나 잘 알고 있기 때문에 말로 다 할 수 없는 감사한 마음을 가지고 있고요. 그리고 지금 요즘에 저희 아이들은 학교에서 적응하는 것뿐만 아니라 자기가 잘하는 것에 있어서 두각을 나타내고 있어서 저도 부모로서 마음이 많이 안정되었습니다. 마스터와 마스터지의 도움에 한없이 감사를 드립니다.
So I think I didn't teach my children very well. So I feel shame when my children make some others uncomfortable. But Master Ji and my cultivators always have a compassion and show compassion to my children, and I felt my children get brighter. And I know that Master Ji pay attention to me and then help me a lot. And then I know that I cannot do it by myself. So I don't know how to express my gratitude to Master and Master Ji. And these days, my children go to school very well. They adjust very well, and they are very excel in some place. So thank you, thank Master and Master Ji.
You're welcome. Your children improved because you improved. You want your children to improve, you have to improve first. You improve, that's why you're seeing change in your children. Your children, they absorb everything. They're like sponges. That's why you really love your children, you should do Chan, you should improve with the objective of improving. If you love your husband, you love your wife, you should do Chan. Because if you improve, you love your wife more, you love your husband more. That's natural. Either that you quit or you divorce them. Okay, and love someone else more. That's life. I sent him there because I wanted you to see our Dharma. The original plans for him to pick up Korean, but he didn't really pick up much Korean at all. Since he didn't pick up Korean, I will pick him up again. But his main purpose, his main role there is, number one, to protect you. When you cultivate, you require a lot of protection, a lot more than you realize, a lot more than we care to tell you. I myself had protection during my cultivation. You need to have a certain level of protection until it's like children. You need to protect them until they grow up and they're in a position to learn and to mature by themselves. Until then, they need protection. So his role when he was sent to Korea is basically to protect you. He has plenty of power to protect all of you and protect Korean Buddhism as well, so that all of you have a chance to learn. Okay. Number two reason he's sent there is because I wanted you to see Mahayana in action. Okay. Mahayana, we teach Mahayana by example. I wanted you to see the way of virtues in our world. I don't know whatever you can remember, but I want you to remember this image of a virtuous monk. He did many things, good things and some bad things. Okay, that's part of his learning process. But the one thing that makes me very pleased is that his way virtues increased while he's in Korea. And that's a good thing. So actually, to be honest with you, I was sacrificing him for Korea. But I didn't realize that it was that difficult in Korea. I never worked in Korea before, and I realized that it's very difficult to be in Korea. I know why the Tibetans have a hard time penetrating Korea. They cannot stay very long, and they can't really bring the firepower to Korea. And many other monks come to Korea and they never could take a hold because Korean Buddhism is very strong. Okay, very strong, a lot stronger than I thought. I met some strong Sunims, and I'm pleased to see that his virtues increase because he struggles so much. There's a lot more struggle than you realize. And that's his main role. We teach by example. We teach by virtuous behavior. And now he's coming back to the US in order to receive further training. Virtue is not enough to save living beings. You need to acquire real skills and continue to improve. Okay, so that's why he's back. So yes, he's leaving a gaping hole in Korea. Okay, now it's up to all of you to work harder. And if you're in doubt about what you should be doing, you should recollect his behavior, how he helped you solve your problems, how he solved his problems. Okay? That's the way of virtue. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what your next level of training here is in Korea. Many of you are sound hearers. And many of you have been improving steadily because of the protection. And number two, you've been listening to the Dharma. That's a secret. I give you the secret sauce right now. Deji Sunim has been learning Hinayana Mahayana. She needs to listen, for example, to more of our certain teaching. Because to sit alone is not enough. You have to listen to the proper Dharma. You have to listen to the Mahayana Dharma. Okay? There's no substitute for it. You don't like me, then listen to Master YongHua. That's all you have right now. But, so there's a hole in Korea, and so you need to step up and cultivate and listen more to the Dharma. That's the next step. And then conditions arise. I would send people back there. So I would send Xian Wen, I would send Xian Yao for you to see how we train your people, what they become, and how much further they can go. Now, I don't want you to think only of Korean Buddhism. I want you to think about European Buddhism. We go to Europe. I make that prediction now. Okay? And just to have a presence of Mahayana in Europe, which is none right now. Okay? And for Korea to continue to improve, you have to fill in the gap. Meaning you Sunims here and you people in Korea need to step up. Okay? Any questions or comments? So we will rotate people back to Korea for you to see the kinds of cultivators we're producing. I will go there maybe at least twice a year to spend time with you. When I'm there, I'm no longer interested in meeting Sunims. I have enough. I'm busy. But I'm there primarily to train you. I don't even want to talk to people unless they really have real problems. I just don't want to sit down to fill up my schedule just for the sake of asking people to talk to me. I don't need to be kept busy. I'm busy enough as it is. Okay? And therefore, your next level of attainment for you Koreans, I'm talking about you Koreans, you Korean nationals, would be to challenge, I'm challenging you. In our system, I don't care whether it's a man or a woman, whether you are white or yellow, whether you're short or tall. All I care about is your level of attainment, how trainable you are, okay? And it's wide open. No lead is ever safe in our world. Meaning that because of a certain teaching, anyone can take a leap. And therefore, the next level for you Koreans in Korea, Koreans, nationals, would be to be good enough to be my vice abbot in Korea for Korean Buddhist affairs. I have an opening there that needs qualified people. Seniority means nothing to me. It's your samadhi that I care about. Okay? Yeah. So in our world, it doesn't matter. Everyone has a fair chance to improve. And as Master Z record should be clear to you. Okay? And the more you improved, the higher you reach, the more virtuous you're supposed to become. Let me put it in no uncertain terms for you. He's more virtuous than any other disciples of Master YongHua could ever reach. That's the contribution that we do, we brought right now to Mahayana. We produce talents. And what is his virtuous conduct? Is to take losses and more losses. And even more losses tomorrow, and next week, and the following week, the following year. We're losers, if you will. We don't win. You keep on losing, and more, and more, and more. I teach you all this. I teach you Chan, I teach you sutra lectures in order to help you convince you to do that. Take more losses. Like my master. My master is a role model. Ever since he became a monk, That's all he did. He took losses and more losses and more losses. I don't know what happened, but apparently it wasn't conveyed to my generation. His disciples stopped taking losses, began to be afraid to lose. You could be better than that. If you are not afraid to take losses, you will surpass them. It's that simple. Okay? So, here, with this new system here, now that there's more of you, I plan to change rules a little bit with my Sangha. I expect them to be more disciplined, to be less self-serving. Okay? For example, I was casually brought to my attention. I ignore a lot of things. But for example, one example is it was casually brought to my attention that our temple has the best coffee in all the Korean temples. That's going to change. We should have the worst coffee in Korea. Only good coffee for our visitors. Because it's self-serving, there's no such room for leaders in Mahayana where we serve ourselves before anyone else. That's not us. You like that, you peak. That's it. So in a way, you're losing something, you're also gaining my attention now. I ignore a lot of things, but now I will begin to pay more attention. I will ask Master Z to counsel me on what to do. I will ask more people to provide me with more feedback, but so I'm warning you, especially the Sangha, I be stricter. I'm a very demanding person. Meaning that I'm very unhappy. I'm never happy, no matter how hard you work, how far you progress. I'm still unhappy. Okay, maybe it's depression. Maybe I have some psychological issues. I don't know. Okay, but I'm unhappy. Okay, why are you so low? I'm unhappy about it. You could be better. Why aren't you? That makes me unhappy. But also, I want to teach all of you in Korea and in the US as well on how to run a temple. I was never taught properly. We'll come together, we'll come up with something better so that we will have better structure and so that we can do more. Now that the Korean experiment, I would say, is fairly successful, okay, I would like to get more talents, and I will branch to other parts of the world. But I need more manpower. I need more firepower. Okay? I'm not afraid to make the announcements because I challenge them to try to come and stop me. We are fearless. Any questions and comments? Okay. If you have nothing else to say, we continue with the real teaching, the prologue? Okay. Okay, very good. Thank you. We're on slide 290, the commentary to the slides. So we back to the teaching. He says the teachings of principles, and they're open up 4 doors. Teaching and principles. Buddhas teach principles. It's the Buddhist principles are very profound. That's why they can be open up to 4 doors. Okay, one is a great intention put together and taken apart. You get clearer. We get more details later, meaning that. There's the Buddhas. When he taught Mahayana, he taught Buddhism to the world. It's for a reason, okay. And so all the lectures are all the sermons are for a reason. And then, so you assemble them together. It's called put together, and then taking it apart in order to dissect it to make it easier. Bite-sized morsels for you, digestible sizes for you. 2, ancient and present disagreements and concurrences. The other aspect of the teachings of Mahayana is that there are different approaches that vary depending on the audiences and the times. Back then, the ancients had different kinds of disciples to teach, to train, and therefore the emphasis is different. That's not go too far. For example, when Master Shuhao brought Mahayana to the U.S., he didn't have much to choose from. So therefore, his teachings was more focused upon building the foundation, okay, stressing the foundation, like I stress in Korea right now with Master Z. Virtue is a foundation of Mahayana, and so he stressed the virtues, okay, and the virtues is very well spelled out in Chinese teachings, Asian value systems, okay, and he did very well. He found such people, his followers, his longtime disciples who followed him here to the Tsar world to help build that foundation. Our generation is different. Our generation is that we take this Chinese foundation and we build upon it. We enlarge it so that it becomes a foundation for American Mahayana. Not just a foundation for Chinese Mahayana. Okay? So we enlarge the foundation, and so that's why our approach is different. Although we share the same concurrences, the same foundation, the same value system, that doesn't change. We simply bend them, modify them, and add to them. We have to add to them because Master Xinhua did not teach everything. There's only so much his disciples could absorb. Our times are different. Your levels are much higher, and therefore you can absorb a lot more Mahayana. Okay, that was not taught before. You can practice a lot of Mahayana Dharma doors that was not suitable for my generation, for my peers. Okay, So that's what, that's what the disagreement entails. And the disagreement is not so much because it's wrong, it's because of the students are different, the needs are different. Okay? 291. 3. Division into schools and establishments of teachings. 4. Mutual union infused interconnection.
3. 分宗立教。4. 总相会通。
Okay, 292. Now, what the patriarchs did was they took the Buddha's teachings in sutras and Vinaya and so forth, and they decided to break it down, to categorize them, classify them, so that it's more appealing to the followers, more digestible to the followers. That's what's called schools. Okay? Because the branding, nowadays is called branding, okay? The branding is important because it shows, for us professionals, it shows your capacities. To name a couple of things I know, I recognize, I don't know everything. For example, the capacity of the Weiyang Chan school is much bigger than the Linji Chan school. Linji is, as I said, 3/4 of the way. Weiyang is all the way, okay? So that's why you have different schools. Why are there different schools? Because Linji, when he taught his disciples, when he found his disciple, he says, well, that's all you got. I can't teach you more. Okay? And then Weiyang, after Master Weishan and Yangshan taught for a long time, and then the students got worse and worse and worse. And then, so what happened is that now the students couldn't really absorb the Weiyang doctrine anymore. So they folded Weiyang into Linji. It tells you that Weiyang in Linji are the same. Okay? But that's only temporary. That's 3. So we have schools in order to make it easier for you to follow. Okay? Weiyang disappeared because no one really appreciates the depth of Weiyang anymore. The teachers cannot convey the Weiyang doctrines to his disciples anymore. So they said, I will not destroy my master's teachings by calling Weiyang anymore. So let's disband the school. Okay? You guys go learn Zen. Linji. Okay? Because it's no longer Weiyang level that was transmitted to me. Okay? And so you have the same thing. In India, they have these schools that they're called consciousness-only schools. And the Chinese masters went over there and they learned it and they excel at it. They out-debated all the other teachers and then they brought it back and translated that into Chinese language from Sanskrit into Chinese. And so that's a school that's brought from India to China. And then pretty soon, the students, the Chinese students, disciples, outgrew that level of consciousness-only school. And so they had to create more schools to accommodate the Chinese, to bring them to the level of Master YongHua, for example. So that's why the schools are the Bodhisattva's work and the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas' work to respond to your potential and your capacity to attain, to cultivate. And 4, mutual union infused interconnection. There's no competition, folks, for us. There's no competition between Linji and Weiyang. Okay, we all are working in the same direction, the same goal. Okay? It's no competition whatsoever. I like to distinguish, for example, ourselves as American Weiyang versus their Chinese Weiyang. There's no competition. There's no competition in my heart. Maybe there's a competition on the Chinese side. They say, you trader, you don't know anything about Weiyang. You were never trained. I said, who says I was never trained? I was trained way before you were ever trained. Millions of lifetimes before you were trained. So there's no competition, not competition at all. It actually is all interconnected. Okay. I'm waiting for these people to wake up from the stupor, thinking they're superior. Okay. And realizing they're limited, then there's a chance for them to be taught, to be trained. Just like the Koreans. If the Koreans insist on being Sunnis, insist on their Korean Buddhism, there's not a whole lot of hope to exceed the current level. Maybe I'm biased in that I came from a business side where we need to justify our existence by growth. Yes, we grow your wealth, and that's why we're running companies in order to grow the companies and grow your wealth. So that's my influence. Same thing, Buddhism. We want to grow. There's plenty of room to grow in Buddhism. You have so much potential. If I could just convince you not to quit and tap into your vast potentials, instead of thinking, no, this is not Vietnamese enough, this is not Cantonese enough. I am Chinese. Okay, 293. Now the first. For in the flow of propagation explanation by both the Western region and the Eastern expanse, they took the sagely speech of one generation.
经出且西域东下弘产之流于一代圣言。
Okay, 294 commentary. The propagation of Buddhism is like water, it flows effortlessly wherever it's supposed to flow. So it flew. Mahayana flew. Is it flow? Flowed. Is it flew or flowed? Flew sounds like flying. Okay. Flowed? Look it up. Come on. Why do you look at me like that? You're the one with the dictionary. Flew? So flew? Fly flew? Flow flew? No wonder I'm confused. Flowed, not flew? Who said flew? Stop trying to confuse me, please. I'm confused enough already. So it flowed from India to China. Flowing is a gravity thing, right? It flowed by gravity, naturally. Same thing. It flowed, Buddhism flowed from India to China because the Indian land was hostile to Mahayana. So therefore, all the talents ran away to China. Okay? And what happened, you don't realize it. It's very much like Social Security. Huh? We make babies in order to support ourselves when we get older. You like? Huh? You don't have babies yet? Hurry up. Okay? So it's the same thing. When we wanted to teach, okay? What Master YongHua did is send his disciples. When he was in China, he sent his disciples, okay, to the US first. And that's how, so he found recipients in the US who had great potential than the Chinese disciples. You see, in Buddhism, we don't care about skin color, about, well, the Chinese, they do care about the genders. They only transmit to the men, the monks, and the nuns are lower. So Chinese, you know what I mean? In the Dharma ending age, women are better than men. Shh. Okay, it's a fact. Look at all the men. Weak. Okay, so he's very Chinese. He said only his male disciples become monks. You know? And that's the main. So he went over and so that's his base. Okay. So that's why it flowed, it flowed from China naturally into India, into the US, because the potential in the US was higher, so it has to flow from China to the US. Okay, yeah. That's still the Chinese system. Okay, so that's why it said the propagation here, back to slide 294, from the Western region in the Eastern Expanse, is that West is China or India and China? Geography, that's my weakness. Huh? Well, what's the reason? Why did Bodhidharma, the patriarch, came to the east of the West? What is that Hua there? Why did the patriarch go to the West or coming from the West? Okay, so West is India. Okay, Eastern Expanse. It says here, Eastern Expanse here is, thank you, is the connotation here, he says, it has a flow by gravity, okay? Meaning they send their disciples first, okay? His disciples who are receptive to the Chinese teaching to the US first, okay? And so same thing, Western region, the Eastern Expanse. Here it says, back then, okay, from India to China, it has the Western region, Eastern Expanse, meaning that area in China is very fertile. It's fertile grounds for Mahayana, much more so than India. Same thing now, in the 20th century and 21st century. He had to go from China to the US because the conditions in the US are much more amenable to maintaining the integrity and the potential growth of Mahayana. Okay, so that's why. And they took the sage speech of one generation. Yes, YouTube.
A few different comments from YouTube. From Jane about Master Z, left arm is returning to California, yeah. And then
yeah,
from
asking.
Lyle.
Yes, excuse me. I'm asking now as I have to travel a lot more often. I'm going to start asking my abbots, the Master Z and Master O monk, to start speaking Dharma on Sundays. And then in the morning or in the afternoon, or in the mornings of Saturdays and Sundays, and then in the afternoon, you should be doing the Great Compassion and Repentance. It's a beautiful Dharma, and I'm told there's so many responses from the people who participate in our Great Compassion Repentance sessions. Okay, so take advantage of it. Yes, sorry. South Carolina.
From Lyle, she said, this is the end of an era, but as our ancestors said, people have sorrow and joy, and they part and meet again and again.
Yeah.
And then from Yongshun Kim, Master Z, I'm so sad that you're leaving Korea all of a sudden. We are all blessed with many blessings for your deeds, your facial expressions, your sacrifices. I hope you stay healthy and take care of our Korean students even when you go to America. I'll try to become a better person by continuously practicing. Thank you for your hard work.
Oh, mushi. Okay, thank you. JC question. Okay, no questions? No answer. Okay, control your emotions.
정법선이 하나도 안 들려요.
So I think she wanna say something on the YouTube. There's a message, so I wanna translate it.
Okay.
It was very good that Master Ji stay in Korea and protect us. It was a very good thing. I didn't know that he lived so soon. So because of his endless compassion and sacrifice, I got a lot of help. And I'm very sad that there's no time to pay back. And even if you leave, please don't forget us. And I wish to see again. And thank you for teaching us Dharma and showing us practice. And I wish to see you in Korea again. And thank you for, I got so many help from the Great Compassion and then Zoom meditation class. I didn't see you in person. I didn't have many chance to see you in person. So that makes me very sad. And thank you for your sacrifice while you are in Korea.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Okay. Okay, so it took the sacred speech of one generation, that's the Buddha's teaching, 295, and either opened it into schools and divided teaching, or else explained the texts of sutras, and in all of that, there were gains and losses.
或开宗分教，或直释经文，以皆含得失故耳。
Okay, 296. opened it into schools and divided teachings. So they have a plethora of schools, lots of schools that the bodhisattvas came to China, became Chinese, and taught many schools. And it shows you the riches, because China is humongous. So they have a lot of potential pupils there in different regions. Or else explain the texts of sutras. Sutras are the key, to the transmission of Mahayana. So I keep on stressing you that you should learn if you want to become a monk or nun, and you want to teach. One time in the future, become a teacher, you have to learn to explain sutras. Okay. If you don't explain sutras, you're not a real monk. That's where it shows where you are. Okay. And all that, there were gains and losses. Gains in meaning that there's strengths, and losses mean weaknesses. Okay. So each school, they have certain strengths in their approaches. At the same time, where there are strengths, there are weaknesses. That's natural. 297. Moreover, the undividedness of the intention in general has 5 reasons.
且不分之意略有五焉。
Okay. Furthermore, he says, that this is an explanation to give you sort of like a overview thing. The previous section, your first door, that's a great intention put together and taken apart. So they open up into schools, divided into teachings, while others explain the text of sutras, and their approaches have both strengths and weaknesses. And now he explains about the great meaning of the Buddhist teachings is undivided. It has 5 reasons for that. 299. 1, because principle basically has one flavor, and different paths return to the same place. Therefore, it cannot be divided. 2, because one sound universally responds, and one rain universally nourishes.
一则离本以位，殊途同归故，不可分也。2, 一因普应，一语普资故。
Okay, we change it to flavor, please. Okay, 300, commentary. Principle has one flavor. What flavor is that? What flavor is that? The principle has only one flavor. What is the flavor? 5? 5.
Buddha nature.
Buddha nature. Flavor Buddha nature. That's a new one. Is that in gelato somewhere? Yes, 6.
A Di Đà Phật.
I heard durian gelato.
Đó là vì giải thoát. Dạ, Phật giáo chỉ có một vị, đó là vị giải thoát.
Emitofuo, Master, Buddhism only have one flavor. It is the flavor of liberation.
Flavor of liberation. Okay. How about Wei Mountain?
Master, I second to that, but she beat me to it.
She beat you to it. All Vietnamese think the same. They must be so oppressed that they need liberation. Anyone else? Huh? Huh? What flavor are we talking about? Cheesecake? Anyone? What flavor is that? If you say that the flavor is jackfruit, and then others might disagree. Yes? He says, oh, I don't like jackfruit. I prefer this flavor. Okay? So you cannot choose jackfruit. So far, so good. What about the flavor of, someone said, Buddha nature? What is the flavor of Buddha nature? Hasn't been invented yet. What are the flavor of liberación? Amigo. Huh? What's the flavor of liberation? What is the flavor of liberation? That's a very good point. What is liberation? What does it taste like? Huh? Huh? Yeah? How does it taste like? Liberation. Way Mountain. Yuck.
Master, I just give an example. Maybe it's not me. I'm just giving example. For example, I'm attracted to boy. So if I see the body of a man and I immediately hook to it, but then
there's
now
children
I have
here.
a choice.
Hey. Could we keep it like PG 19?
I use the word form then. When we attract to a form, there's a stimulation of the form, and we're hooked into it. And then when we liberate from it, even though the form is there, we're not agitated. We have a choice whether to act upon it or not.
The children are motionless. That worries me. Look at that. They're still not even reacting to my commentary. See, something is going on. Okay. All right. I ask of you now, please moderate your answers. Okay. All right. So what's the flavor of liberation again? GMT. Think, if you meditate all day, all month, all year, what for? Why do you meditate? All day, all year, okay? And then what? And you can't even answer your liberation. How does it taste like? That means you haven't attained liberation yet. Yes, one.
A Di Đà Phật. Đức Phật dạy là bất cứ pháp môn nào mình thấy cũng là một cái biết, cái Phật tánh của mình. Bất cứ loài chúng sanh nào cũng có cái đó hết. Mà vì mình lầm, mình nhận ra những xung quanh cái sáu căn mình tiếp xúc, mình nhận là mình. Có mình được, có ta, có người, có bỉ, có thử. Từ chỗ đó mà nó sinh ra rối nùi hết, mà mình tới ngày hôm nay Thì bây giờ Đức Phật dạy là không có, tại mình chấp làm mình và người là mình bị ràng buộc rồi. Bây giờ biết rằng Phật tánh mình cùng một thứ hết, lập tức mình được giải thoát, cùng với chư Phật một vị giải thoát.
Very good. But let me be specific for you. I'm thinking of opening a gelato stand. I found the machinery already. Someone is interested. Huh? Now I need to come up with the flavors. I'm serious about this. Now, all of a sudden, so many people are interested. Okay, yes, go ahead. Polka dots.
Polka dots. 常乐我净。
No translation? Repeat that.
常乐我净。
常乐 what someone?
Yeah, it's the opposite of 苦空无我 and the 常乐.
I can see the second half. The first two characters I heard, but the second half.
Pure
常乐。
我 this
我
the self 净 is the pure.
我净。
我净 yeah 净 purifying or pure.
Okay. I need to control my facial expression. Yes, Chinese. Another Chinese person.
It's so the one flavor. I still think it's whatever. It's helping us to see our own self nature. So if it's an ice cream stand or gelato stand, it would be bring your own favorite ingredients and make it for you. Bring your jackfruit or your durian, and then we put it into the machine, and it came out as a gelato, durian gelato.
Okay, you too. Go ahead, South Carolina.
From Brady McBride, the flavor of a gift from the giver, in this case, the gift of Buddhism, which has the fragrance of sandalwood. From Ruzi, flavor of freshly baked breads.
Baked bread.
From Heion, feeling bliss. From Jim, sweet dew.
Flavor of sweet dew. Oh, very creative. JMT. Let's see what the Koreans have to say. What flavor are we talking about?
무한의 맛입니다.
다시 말해주세요.
무한의 맛. 무한. 네.
무한의.
The flavor of limitless.
The flavor what?
Limitless.
Limitless flavor. Wow, this girl has potential. Yeah. Okay. So in May or so, we bring Xianfa over. Okay, to the U.S. So it says May, June, July. Okay, and then we take a break. September, October, November, December. We bring the Xianan over. Okay, to get the flavor of American gelato. Okay, I'm obsessed with the gelato for some reason. I don't get it. So seriously, if I if we have a gelato shop, and we have flavors, and someone says, "You Mahayana flavor. What about the one flavor of Mahayana? What would it be?" Okay? So let me give you the answer. May I? Okay. That one flavor there is actually no flavor at all. And yet, what? It has all the flavors. So it's so cool. It's like you order our one flavor there from Go Forest, and you say, "Can I have a double scoop of one flavor?" And we give you one flavor, and then your girlfriend asks you, "What does it taste like?" And you say, he says, "Durian." And he says, "Really?" Her father says, let me try it. And no, that is mangosteen. You see that? You see my point? Isn't that cool? Mahayana is the one flavor, and yet it has all the flavors. That's Mahayana. You like? So our gelato only has one flavor. Our stand has one flavor, okay? Don't come and complain to me. How come you don't have? It's out of season, man. Okay? Who wants to go into business with me? We go bankrupt, we're not going to make any money. You like gelato, honey? Huh? She doesn't like gelato? No, it doesn't. You haven't tried it yet. You haven't tried good gelato yet. Yeah. For some, it's suffering. Like you. You probably eat it. Oh, it's sour. It tastes like suffering to me. Okay. All right. Let's wrap it up. 2. So one flavor, different paths return to the same place. Okay, so you can go, and then you come back to the same place. Okay, very much like everywhere, all the paths lead to Roma. That's the first thing. One of the first thing I learned. Okay, toutes les chemins mènent à Rome. All the roads lead to Rome. Okay, so return to the same place, Rome. Therefore, it cannot be divided. Number 2, because one sound universally responds and one rain universally nourishes. That's how it's so cool about the Buddha. You see, it's the same. You see how the flavor and the sound is similar in that sense? One sound here, the Buddha spoke the Dharma, but people register differently depending on their inclinations. Okay, some like one, even when he was teaching the Agama store, okay, the Hinayana root people saw the Agama, but actually Bodhisattvas who were there, like Manjushri, like Shariputra, okay, they said, "Wow, Mahayana principles disguised in very shallow, simple baby stuff, baby level." All right. So one sound universally responds to all potentials. One rain universally nourishes the rain, nourishes everyone. Okay? Nourishes all sorts of plants, deep roots, shallow roots, all the same, all benefit from the rain. Similarly, I ask of you to open your heart and learn the Dharma more, okay? Learn more of it, absorb more of it, so that one day you can sprinkle the Dharma rain yourself. It's such a beautiful and lofty thing to do. You get to that point, you really appreciate beauty a lot more than you think. To the point where even Louis Armstrong will look at you and say, "What a wonderful life you had." That's my reference. Okay, can we stop here tonight? Thank you, everyone. Very emotional light. Very emotional, you know. I can barely control my tears. Okay, how much the Koreans taste bitter in the mouth, you know. Bittersweet. Yeah. And that's the one flavor. Okay, thank you, everyone. See you next time.